Um,
Hmm?
Yakuza, Team RGG, Stranger Than
Yes.
Heaven.
Yep.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay, first of all, bring Snoop Dogg out. Let's have Snoop Dogg talk. All
Yeah.
right, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Snoop Dogg said that Sega was his favorite game as a child and he loved it, and then he confusedly walked off stage. Don't smoke weed every single day of your life, guys.
Yeah.
Just straight up, just don't. Not every single fucking day of your life.
Tupac is in the next Yakuza game. He's in Stranger Than Heaven. And
well, but Woolie, his estate signed off on the likeness use, right?
Oh, you mean the exec that at Warner Brothers, the random white guy that is not a member of the Shakur family in any way, shape, or form? Oh,
you mean the guy who stole Tupac's estate after Tupac's mom passed away?
After Afeni Shakur passed away, and then the rest of them are like, now it's in a state of like there's lawsuits over the rights to him, and this is why hologram Tupac will haunt us forever, because
he was in charge of managing the estate, and then he hired himself to run the estate and gave himself like $5 million to run the estate.
Sure.
That he only got to run because Tupac's mom died.
So yeah, it's not an AI thing. They're gonna hire somebody, but that's the weirdest part about this, in the sense that like, so there's gonna be a person who's being cast, and their job as credit is going to be in the role of the voice alike of Tupac, who is going to be the face alike to the fictional character, and then who you're going to credit in the credits. Like, what's that going to look like? It's super weird. I think most people that are, weirded out by this, it's for the simple reason that at least for me, when I see it, I'm like, depicting somebody who's dead in a fiction or in a story or in a movie or in anything is totally fine. In most cases, what you expect of that is it's the person themselves, right? If you're going back in time to a place that was where the person lived and they themselves are like if Tupac himself is a person that's showing up in this, or random fucking Bruce Lee as a character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for example, or so, right? Mm-hmm. But instead of that, you have them playing a role as if they auditioned for it in a fictional thing. That's super weird, because Tupac and Bunta could not have been around to be like, yeah, I want to be a character in this setting and play this role. It's not them themselves, Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Hold on, infinite woolies. That's really weird. Did we just lose Pat? We might have lost Pat. Let's see if we can fix that. I hope we can. Did the call drop? You still there? Oh boy, I hope the internet didn't die. Okay. He's not back in 5 seconds, so I'm going to put us on BRB and see what the fuck is going on. He got by the ghost. Hit him up. All right, Discord is back.
Discord is back for now. Hey, I have a question, and it was about Tupac's ghost. What makes everyone's stomach turn about this? That Mifune in Onimusha does not.
Toshiro Mifune?
Yes, the main character of Onimusha Way of the Sword, the dead actor whose likeness they're using.
He's based on it? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's based off Toshiro Mifune.
Okay. Is that another case of, I guess, the estate saying that's fine?
And they basically went back and forth with them for like 2 years to get the likeness rights.
Okay. So Toshiro Mifune is the main character of Seven Samurai, the Kurosawa fucking classic. He's awesome, for those who are asking. Yeah, I would say that, like, in general, there's a weirdness to a character playing a role as opposed to just being themselves. I just personally, that's how it feels to me. But in this instance, the estate having to do with it certainly makes it a lot worse, because there's a definite feeling of like, well, is the Shakur family okay with this? Are they getting paid for this? Is anyone
No,
involved?
absolutely not. They're being massively fucked over.
Okay, so there's a level of this where you're like, yeah, everyone who, you know, would be the right people to speak on this or give an opinion or say, yeah, sure, we want to participate, or etc. Instead, they're having Snoop Dogg making it seem like it's okay because he's peripherally involved, but he is not the Shakur estate, and thus they don't get any money for this. They're not involved in any way, shape, or form. This is money going to a Warner Brothers executive, so that sucks. So I'd say to me that would be the difference that makes it worse.
Onimusha 2 also the likeness of the main character is after a dead actor.
Okay.
But again, there was no like drama around the likeness and estates. It was like the family slash yada.
I guess most people didn't know, in the sense that like even Bunta in this, it's like there's an expectation for, like, because it matches the genre, it's not as much of an out of left field story. So if a samurai actor shows up in a samurai work and the depiction is you know done via the estate and all that stuff, I'm assuming everyone just kind of assumed that it feels like that was accepted as more of a normal thing. And I think Tupac is such a left field thing that you don't expect for this type of game, that you go, wait a minute, how is this okay?
And then, and like you go, wait a minute, is his family okay with it? And then you find out, no.
Right.
Snoop Dogg says they are, but Snoop Dogg says a lot of things. I don't think Snoop Dogg knows where he is.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, there's the situations that fall into, like, I mean, you have your Star Wars, you know, characters that show up in CG form, and then you have like stuff like with Bruce Willis now as well, where he's like given his likeness, you know, because he can't act himself and everything like that. There's a whole complicated version of this that I think has different degrees of being okay, but wherever you are comfortable personally, at bare minimum, the person, their family, and their estate, in like, not just in terms of the fucking people who own the likeness rights or whatever, but literally his next of kin should be the people that decide that, and at bare minimum get paid for it.
Absolutely.
So that's super weird here. And Snoop Dogg,
it's also we're running into this thing, there's like an East versus West thing, and it's also with AI, in that like Japan doesn't understand why any of us are mad about the AI thing.
Yeah. There's overall, and there's a peripheral conversation attached to this too, which I was going to bring up, but we might as well touch it here.
Like the companies and the devs, they're like, what? Why would you?
Yeah, no. Overall, the anti-AI sentiment is very, very Western. Asia in general is much more accepting of it and just sees it as a new thing. And this is touched on by Gene Park, one friend of the show, who did elaborate on the story about Kojima, where he explained that what happened there actually sounds like the article he wrote was taken out of context, and it seemed as if there was a Kojima is going on board with this AI project with the director of Drive, and instead then there was a follow-up story that said actually he walked back from it in a new interview, and you know there was a bit of a sentiment to be like, oh, did he get a call from Guillermo? You know, is that what happened? Right. To which it's
like, no, not actually.
To which Gene then came out and basically explained, he's like, yeah, so I went to this event and I spoke with Nicholas Winding Refn, and he spoke with Kojima and got the understanding of what happened there. And you know, not to paraphrase the article that you should go check out and read to see what he had to say about it himself, but I think the impression is that Kojima was always somebody who looked at it and said, this shouldn't be used creatively. He's not interested in it in that he's not interested in AI creatively in that context. He thinks it can be used for mundane work and rote stuff and, you know, assistance of whatever banal tasks, but not for the generative creative stuff. And it sounds like Nicholas Winding Refn also is okay, he used it to make the
Significantly
trailer.
more interested in it.
He's more interested in it, and he used it to make the trailer for this Prada show. Prada as a whole is a brand that is full in on it, and the whole fashion world is all gung ho.
Oh yeah, no, the
right?
fashion people are all like psycho evil, like cannibals. But
the fashion world is all gung ho, insane, all in on it, and looking to have it do everything, everything they want with their brand. And this art show, Satellites, was originally made by Nicholas Winding Refn and Kojima as just their friends, and they were basically doing the show. And it seems like Kojima participating in this show is like doing it as a favor to his friend, but it's not necessarily that he is on board with this whole AI generated trailer and all the content that's being put out there. And also at the show itself, there wasn't any AI content or anything used to make anything at the show. So basically Gene wanted to clarify that, like, there's a Prada itself is going all in on AI. They have this promotional show called Satellites 1 and Satellites 2, which were not AI related. That was a collaboration between Kojima and Refn, and then Refn put out a promotional thing which was using AI to promote, but Kojima was never on board with that. And also the stuff that he did pretty much is a consistent statement from beforehand. So that's the update on the whole bit there. I think when it comes back to Stranger Than Heaven, though, Snoop Dogg has been no stranger to taking a paycheck left, right, and center wherever he can get it. If you were to go back through the list of endeavors and different entrepreneurial things that he's gone into, besides becoming a Snoop Lion Rastafarian temporarily,
that was fucking weird.
Snoop Dogg had a theme park. Snoop Dogg had a porn company. Snoop Dogg has Death Row Games. Snoop Dogg he advertised that he was giving up smoking in order to sell a fake fireplace, a smokeless fireplace. I mean, the man will take a paycheck literally everywhere. It's insanity. So him coming out on stage to kind of like smooth over the weirdness of seeing Tupac walking out for this game trailer doesn't actually do that at all, because he's the last person that would give a shit about the integrity of it. So that's weird.
Smoke weed every day though.
And
I think Snoop is like genuinely an incredible example of why you should not smoke weed every day. He like is just like confused every time he comes out on stage. Like, I think he's like fast forwarding some kind of dementive process. It's bad.
Well, I think they just point him in a direction and hand him a microphone, and then he just goes out and then he gets a paycheck when he walks back off stage. Like, go out there, say games. Yeah, Sega, my favorite, whatever. What are we doing? Am I singing? I'm not singing. Okay. All right. That,
I saw somebody in chat that says Pat really hates Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry. Me making fun of him for being so high he doesn't know where he is after we just finished a conversation where he's pimping out the ghost of his dead friend is the line.
And
are you people fucking serious?
And I think his son is on stage involved, but also to just direct dad where to go afterwards as well. Yeah. So look, man, Snoop is a hip hop legend, but like the man is not going to stand on stage and do anything of integrity or value to not cart out the ghost.
They hated each other. Then what's he doing on the stage announcing Tupac's?
Okay. Well, if we're gonna get into the y'all ain't got love for the West Coast bit, Suge Knight, you got the Bloods, you got the East Side. Okay, well, look, Bloods and Crips. The whole thing is here. Listen, if what we see in that game is the founding of the Tojo clan, and then Pac is like, yeah, I'm inspired, and then he goes back to America.
Oh, fuck off. No, shut up. That's terrible.
And founds the Bloods, which clearly is historically what he did. Oh God.
And also, no, I actually don't like Snoop very much at all. Like I like his music, but like one of the tipping points for me is that being a world famous, beloved rapper and hip hop icon wasn't enough. He has to cheat and fake doing my job so badly he gets confused and wanders away.
There's that. There's
that. It's not enough to be one of the richest performers ever and be world beloved. No, I got to do this too, but I don't want to do it. So I'll just record a bunch of shit and oh no, I'm too high. I wandered away. I'm confused. I left it on for hours. Fuck him. Fucking embarrassing old ass man.
I really am starting to think there's a 50-50 shot that he's going to leave this game talking about the expanding new Crips that are back in America, and that they got to make a mob Pyru group to figure it out. And thank you, Yakuza, for inspiring me to
I gotta be honest, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Okay, the Bloods and the Crips, the Bloods and the Crips back in the day, like and how they were founded, the whatever, the Compton Pyrus, etc. There's a whole bit. Right, every set is repped, and there's a whole thing. But I'm thinking that the Tojos and the Omi are like, what if this Yakuza game says, and then America founded the Bloods versus Crips war based on looking at the fucking Tojo clan?
Isn't it just they didn't like each other's shirts? Is that not the beginning of that conflict?
Yeah, because
I have a blue shirt, you have a red shirt. I think you should wear a red shirt.
And when I put it in the washing machine, this shit just runs, and that sucks. And I hate that. That's not cool. So fuck you, get off my block.
Okay.
That's it. That's how it all started. Anyway, and then like someone came in wearing yellow, and they're like, Latin Kings, how does that go in the wash? And listen, they walked up, they introduced it. It was the crowd made a guffaw.
Yeah, it was a very strange emotional reaction from the crowd and everybody at home.